Today we are going to video 2 of our series of field trips for homeschoolers, or discovery days. We call them discovery days. We usually try to schedule them on Fridays, but sometimes it just doesn't work out and it works to go on a different day. And this would be one of those groups where you have to work with the discounts that are provided. And if that means that you don't get to go on a Friday, then you schedule it for another day. I have about 11 ideas of things that you can do that are going to cost us money. But what we want to do is, because we're going to be spending money, we want to either budget for it, right? And know exactly kind of what we want to spend per week or per month throughout the school year. And then also prioritize the things that seem to be part of our kids' interest, the things that are going along with our curriculum that we're teaching. Try to align those dates with the curriculum if you can do that. Oftentimes when you're learning about different things in science, that a zoo may be a great place to be. It might show up that it's December and you live in Idaho, and going to the zoo in December doesn't really work out so well. So maybe that doesn't work out so well, but you know what I mean? Like, try to put some thought into it and just really tie the two things together while trying to find the discounts and the coupons and the best days to go, so that you can have these experiences, which is without spending just a bunch of money. You know what I mean? All right, so the first one on the list is caves or caverns. Here in Idaho, we have a lot of different things like that. We have lava tubes. We have a lot of waterfalls and things like that that happen in south central Idaho that are really neat. And there's caves and caverns and things that you can explore. Some of them cost quite a bit of money to explore. Some of them are free, and some of them they're just kind of moderate. Some of them are located in state parks. So I would definitely recommend visiting some local geological things that you can study. And if you can tie them into your curriculum, that would be great. If you have an observatory anywhere near, we have some sand dunes down the way, and there's an observatory, and we'd like to go there. Again, that's another one of those. It's sitting in a state park. So in order to avoid fees of parking at state parks, check and see if you have any program in your state that will allow you to maybe get like a yearly pass where you can park anywhere as many times as you want for just one fee. And that is my next thing, is to actually go to the state parks and check that out. And if you can find a way to get an annual pass or something, like in Idaho, it's tagged onto our registration. For $10, you get a pass on your registration of that vehicle. So that vehicle can park in all the state parks as many times as you want all year long for free. So make sure that you're putting it on the registration on the vehicle that you're actually going to be doing the field trips in. Parking at a state park here in Idaho is about $7 a day. If you go to 2 state parks, you've paid for your pass, more than paid for your pass. The next idea is an aquarium. Now, there are lots of variations of aquariums. There are some really good size aquariums, and then there's fairly small ones. We have a fairly small one here in Boise, but it was so good. You got to feed them. You got to put the hands down in the water, and you got to touch and feel. It was a very just immersive experience. And they had some birds in there, and they really taught you about different things. And there was lots and lots of posters and educational material. It was really neat. We were able to actually get our pass through a fundraiser auction at our church. We were able to get our pass that way, and it really wasn't that expensive. So the aquarium was something that I really enjoyed. One of the next things would be a children's museum. Now, there's children's museums in lots of the big cities. If you can get some sort of a pass to go to that would be the most ideal way, because it is such a great way for kids to go and to learn and just to really use their imagination. My recommendation is to go straight to their website, look up their website and see, do they have days where it's cheaper? Like on a Monday afternoon, is it discount family day? On a Thursday afternoon, is it going to be, 10% off or whatever it is? And then maybe try to schedule on those days. If you have like fundraisers or through your local insurance company, sometimes you can get discounts to go to amusement parks and things like that. Look at all your resources to be able to find discounts or coupons to be able to become members or to just have a day pass for these things. So the next thing would be a discovery center. So we have a discovery center, which is a science and technology based facility, which is so good. And then they change out what the displays are with traveling type specific thing. Like one day they'll have slime, and then that'll go for like the month or for 2 weeks. And then after that, then they'll have one Star Wars based. And so it makes it really neat. Now, one benefit to having something like that is our Discovery Center is part of the ASTC Passport program, which I believe is like the Association of Science and Technology Center. So we bought a pass to our one local museum. And because we travel in our motorhome, we are able to visit the other facilities that are in that passport program for free or highly discounted admission tickets. And so that is a really great way to see a lot of things, especially if you travel around. And then we can visit our local place as many times as we want. And I want to say we paid $65 a year from membership to the one museum, and then we get to go to anything in all the 50 states that has any type of ASTC passport program facilities. You can visit them for free or discounted. So far, they've only been free. So that's been really nice. Now, the next two, I'm going to combine them together just because that's the way they set up here in Idaho. We have the botanical gardens, and then we have the MK Nature Center. And I think most places have a botanical garden. Ours are in close proximity to each other. And so to be able to fully go through the entire botanical gardens and the nature center is a really good way to tie in an entire day of just being outside and having a great activity. Now, the botanical gardens can be a little bit expensive. They do have promotions, they have discounts, they have memberships, they have homeschool days, things like that. The way that we were able to actually go very inexpensively this year is because when my daughter was in kindergarten, she went as a field trip and they handed out free passes for your family to come back anytime in the next year or so. So we used that to be able to come back and visit just as our homeschool group with our little family for the next year. So, and then the MK Nature Center is a free trail that we can walk through and is really cool. They have a series of streams and ponds. They have some sturgeon. They have different animals. They have interactive exhibits of different animals, teaching about different things, teaching about the nesting habits of certain things. It was really neat. And they had fish, some rainbow trout, and then the sturgeon, of course, which are giant stork fish that live to be 100 years old. They had some of those in there, and it was free as you walk through the entire exhibit. And then amusement park. Can you find anything educational at an amusement park? Well, maybe not on the surface, but there's plenty. One, it's a great PE credit, right? You're walking miles at an amusement park per day. And if you want to tie in the science of it and the friction and the gravity, all the different things, if you want to talk about stuff for your older kids, there's so many things that you can learn. You can also just talking about when you go to the booths to buy things to get your snacks, and your kids are counting the money and they're adding up the items, and they're doing their math and they're doing all the stuff. You could talk about all the different exhibits and stuff that they have. There's usually some pretty creative artistic exhibits in an amusement park that you can talk about and ask questions and get your kids' opinions on what they think about this or that, or if they have different exotic trees or plants or something, you can definitely point those out as you go. My 10th item is actually museums. So I touched on the museums a little bit when I talked about the Discovery Center, because the museum that we joined ties into the Discovery Center in that passport program. But we actually became a member at the museum that allowed us to go to the Discovery Center for free. Now, usually these facilities, in order to qualify for the passport program, they have to be so many miles from each other. So you're not going to have like a really congested area of lots of opportunities. But if you travel, it's an excellent way to be able to get passes into different things. Or if you have an upcoming trip, maybe look into that and see how many of these places are actually on the trip tour, and maybe you can hit some of those and make it worth it. And then my final thought is, of course, the zoo. Our local zoo offers a discount on Thursdays, and I found that out simply by looking at their website or even through their Facebook page. And so I was able to take our kids, not on a Friday on our normal Discovery Day, but on a Thursday. And we packed a lunch, and our zoo allows you to take a cooler in. And we had an excellent day discovering all of it. Now, it is also a very good PE credit. We had a really good time with walking. And of course, I have like a Fitbit, so then we can talk about later about how many miles we actually walked, how many steps did we take, all that kind of stuff. There's so many different ways to discuss and learn on all of these different field trips that are just outside of what the surface stuff is. And then, of course, I always recommend on your way home from any of these events, talk to your kids. What was their favorite part? What's the part that surprised them the most about what they saw today? Would they ever want to go back there? If we went back, where would you like to spend more time? Would you like to see more of the monkeys? Would you like to go maybe to more caves? The aquarium, what was your favorite fish? What was your favorite bird? What was your favorite activity doing that? Was it interesting that the fish ate this or that instead of this or that? Just ask questions and pick at their brains. It's amazing the way that their brain takes in information that's different from ours, because we're just so filtered. So there is, I believe that was 11 different ideas of field trips, discovery days, adventure days, whatever you want to call them, that are going to cost you some money, look on their website, look at the Facebook pages, go to fundraisers, look at your insurance, your automobile or homeowner's insurance, different things like that. Go to Costco, buy discount tickets. There's so many different things. Our auto insurance offers discounts to all the local amusement parks, movie theaters. There's really a ton of stuff. And also, bonus tip, Gray Wolf Lodge has a homeschool week. But there is a homeschool week available. If you Google Gray Wolf Lodge Homeschool Week, it's hard to get in and you want to schedule it way in advance, but they have great discounts and you can spend a couple nights at a Gray Wolf Lodge, do all the things there at a great discounted price, and be able to socialize your kids with other homeschool kids, which is always a great benefit. About when the homeschool week is, and it may be different for each Gray Wolf Lodge. Look at your local one, the one that's nearest to you, Google it and find out, because it's a great discount. It's a great way to socialize your kids and get out and do things. And again, please like, follow, subscribe, whatever it is that you're supposed to do on the certain media that you found this video. I have videos on Facebook and on YouTube, and I would sure appreciate if you would just follow, subscribe, like, do all the stuff so that I can keep producing videos like this to help other homeschool moms, homesteaders, RVers, full-time RVers, part-time RVers, family RVers, travel hackers, DIYers, all these different things. My family calls me Aunt Fanny. My name is actually Jill, but I am on a mission. If I don't already know this stuff, I want to learn it and I want to share it with you. So let's go on this journey together and learn how to do all the things that we all want to do. And I hope you have a great day. God bless you.